How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today I want to talk to you about possibly the worst trade of all time. Now, of course, your investments can always go to zero, but without going to zero, this is about as bad as it gets. There's someone that lost millions and held for a long time in assets. So I want to talk about that. Also want to talk to you about what we can learn from this, because it's going to be really important to take this lesson out in the next couple months, because there's going to be a lot of FOMO over the coming years in crypto, and you have to pay attention to this and make sure you don't make this mistake. If you guys don't mind hitting the like button and subscribe button, I appreciate that. There's also a link down there to Unstoppable Domains. You can get a readable wallet address, so it's a lot easier to receive crypto, and you can also get a premium domain name where you can go take that and try to resell it for more money. Some people have made a lot of money from this, so you can check out the link underneath the video. There's also a link down there to BlockFi. If you're outside the US, you can get interest on your crypto. If you're inside the US, you can still get it up to a $250 bonus when you sign up and deposit. Plus, they do have this credit card, which is one of the only two credit cards I use, and it pays you 3.5% back in the crypto of your choice for the first 3 months, and then it pays you a significant amount still after, at least 1.5%. So I have links to both of those underneath the video as well. Now, we have a big earnings week coming up this week, and this got me thinking about where we are in crypto. Where are we in the stock market? You can see we have Netflix, IBM, Tesla, Snap, a lot of the different airlines, some of the communication companies, and we had bank earnings last week. We're going to have the big tech companies this coming week, and it's interesting to think back, because a lot of these are down 10, 20, 50, 70% from their highs. And this got me thinking, this is pretty similar to crypto. And we had, it's kind of an interesting thing happen this week. We had the person that bought Twitter's first tweet, or Jack Dorsey's first tweet, as an NFT. He tried to resell this. He bought it for $2.9 million. He held it for a year. He tried to resell it for $48 million. And the highest bid on this auction was $280. This is 1/10,000th what he paid. Imagine buying something for $10,000, waiting a year, and then having someone offer you $1 for it, the max bid. Now, I don't think he actually sold it. I think he's holding on to it at this point. And what I'm trying to get at with this falling down, from 10,000 to 1, and from stocks falling down 70, 80%, for some cryptos that fall down 80%. I'm not trying to spread fear, right? I'm trying to get at the fact that even if something is priced at a certain value, that's not necessarily how much it's worth. It's just how much someone is willing to pay for it. So I bring this up because we will get back to all-time highs in crypto. I have no doubt about that. I don't think crypto is going anywhere. I think we're gonna go back to all-time highs on a lot of cryptos. There's gonna be a ton of FOMO. And when you look at something like the fear and greed index, right? Fear and greed can change within a few days. I mean, take a look at this, right? We're in greed at 79, and then just 3 days later, we're in fear at 31. We're in fear at 20 or so, and then we go up to 76 in just a week. Even recently, we've seen this where a few days can be the difference between fear and greed. So there's going to be this blow off top, or there's going to be a large amount of capital coming in. People are going to get excited. We even saw it just this last time when we only went up like $10,000 on Bitcoin. But there's going to be greed. And this is this is crypto overall. Some of these altcoins are going to go up exponentially. And I think it's important to remember, again, that just because someone is willing to pay whatever they're willing to pay, whatever the market price is, not necessarily the case that it's worth that much. And I bring that up because, again, I think we're going to go up pretty quickly sometime this year. If not this year, we do have the halving cycle coming actually relatively soon. And I think that's going to be important to remember, that you don't want to put all your money in whatever's blowing up. And I know if you're watching this, you probably already know that, right? But there are a lot of people that I've talked to recently. They have all their crypto in something like Dogecoin or SHIB or XRP or something like that, right? Something that maybe isn't as fundamentally sound as Bitcoin or Ethereum or even Solana, Terra, those kinds of projects. And I think there's a lot of money to be made in the space, but just remember that there are going to be a lot of people that lose their shirts as well. So I think this is almost a perfect time. I want to be careful about that, but I think this is a really good time to to be adding to your bag because there's almost nothing happening. Like no price action, no excitement. I'm looking at views, not just for my channel, but for other channels, and they're all down. Everyone is getting a little bit bored in crypto, which is typically some of the best times to buy. I was looking at Google Trends versus the price of Bitcoin, and you can see when Google Trends goes down, that's typically when the market's down as well, and that is a great time to be accumulating. And even with the hype of last year, we're still nowhere close to the amount of Google searches that we saw back in 2017, 2018. So that's why I think we're still in a great place because there's so much happening. There's so much adoption. There's going to be big money that comes in after there's regulation. And we just have to kind of sit here, wait a couple months, and then boom, it's just going to be right back to where we were before. There's going to be greed everywhere. Bitcoin is going to be at 60,000 and 70,000, 80,000. A lot of altcoins will be at all-time highs, and there's going to be so much excitement. But that's where it's important to remember your discipline. Build that base of good cryptos and good stocks, maybe even good real estate, DeFi, passive income, to feel good. And remember that this is not the most important thing in life, right? Just try to control that greed, try to control that fear, try to play the opposite side. So when people are scared, be a little bit greedy. When people are greedy, be a little bit cautious. I don't even want to say fearful because I don't think that's the right message, but be a little bit more cautious, right? Maybe when we're at 100,000, 200, 300,000 for Bitcoin, maybe you take a couple of weeks off of your DCA. Just something to think about. Now, of course, I could always be wrong. I think Bitcoin's going to go up to $1 million, but we're going to see a lot of volatility in the meantime. But it still works the opposite way too. Just because Bitcoin goes down to, let's say, 35,000 doesn't mean that it's worth just 35,000, right? It works both sides, both ways. There's some stocks that are down really significantly right now that I think should be valued quite a bit higher, but the narrative just isn't there, or big institutions see more potential in some other stock or something like that. There are a variety of reasons that we can be on the other side too, and we can actually get pretty good deals. When there's a lot of fear, we see that happen. And there's always gonna be fear. There's always gonna be things that come up that cause people to sell off and freak out. But just remember, over the long term, good assets are just becoming more valuable. I mean, as time goes on, there's less and less of a chance of Bitcoin hitting 10,000, right? The real value of Bitcoin goes up over time. Inflation continues. Good quality stocks are becoming more valuable over time. They're working to increase revenue. They're going to increase profitability. There might be bumps in the road, but some of those bumps are some of the best times because a lot of the problems that they face are temporary. Even like supply chain issues, a couple of years down the line, probably won't be that much of an issue anymore. But that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. It was just some thoughts that I had looking over the general market. Not too much news happening today, but if you guys want, you can check out those links to Unstoppable Domains and BlockFi, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.